Good morning, PJ. Fanele. How you doing, man?
Hello, kid. Day's been okay. Day's been okay. I can't complain. How's your day been?
More or less the same. Can't complain. It's going smooth so far. Going smooth. For today's segment, I wanted to speak to you about what do you picture life being like when you're a doctor, and are there any possible changes you foresee now that medicine is developing, or that it has been developing? Let me not lie, but let me say with additions of AI and stuff, things are moving in a very different direction. What do you see for the future? Is more or less what I'm asking.
All right. So life as a doctor, when you imagine it, sort of as like as a little kid, back when the seeds were sown and the passion sort of started. When you imagined life as a doctor, you you sort of see it as a very like prestigious sort of field and occupation, and also you what you imagine it as, you imagine yourself just you know saving people's lives, and the whole world applauding you. You're on the newspaper, you're on TV, and everybody's just so proud of you and happy because of all your accomplishments. And um, while there is a certain aspect of what doctors do, as the 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 closer you get to it, the more you see that it's just a bunch of it's just a lot of work, a lot of hard work, um, and also a lot of writing. You're going to be writing like doctor's notes and filling in patient forms and doing a whole lot of writing. And depending on sort of the field you want to go to, you might even face a lot of medical legal problems, and a lot of lawsuits and things of that nature. So it's the best of both, I guess, you know, because when you do good, everybody will be happy and everybody's gonna want to, speak to you and uh, applaud you. But when you make mistakes, certain people are just, waiting for you to make a mistake, and then they'll pounce. So it's just like life. It's not as simple as how you viewed it as a child. And so when I think about life as a doctor now, I see it as a responsibility more than anything. It's a responsibility to your patient, to your community, um, and it it is definitely hard work. And you can't. I mean, you can. Don't get me wrong. You can do it if you don't love it and you don't have a passion for it. But I wouldn't suggest that you do so, because it is not it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. Um, but yeah, in terms of life as a doctor, I think I see it like that, and also it's financial stability. I feel as though when you're employed as a doctor, as you know, there's a lot of unemployed doctors at the moment. But when you are employed as a doctor, you you benefit from uh, financial security that you get because of the occupation that you spent 6 years studying for. So yeah, and in terms of the future,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Actually, this is something that I've been thinking about, and I really am not sure. I will say, even at the moment, the technology is, I'd say, the best thing, or one of the best things to happen in the field of medicine. It's very great, and AI, I'm sure, will lead to some pretty massive advancements that will uh, shape the landscape of how we do healthcare in the years to come. Um, but I also feel, you know, it's it was a a human helping a human,
Mm,
and I I can't imagine a field where uh humans are being treated and that aspect is taken out. You know, so as much as machines make less errors and all the great positives you can get from not utilizing man in any field, not just medicine. Um, I don't think it works particularly well in the context of treating patients. But again, like I said, I'm not sure. I don't know. I myself am pretty confused by the matter.
no, that's fair. That's fair. Um, yeah, I don't think anybody truly knows what's gonna happen in the future. We're all just speculating. And it's interesting that you raise the point of human to human interaction as the way it started. Like, that's definitely true with quite a few fields, but I feel like it's very unique with medicine. Like, yes, you could get a doctor, no, not doctor, sorry, a robot that could be more accurate than a human would be. But I think even with patients, they'd prefer just having another person interacting with them. Like, there's something special about that.
Yeah, I think there's something very special about and it's very interesting when you get to actually like speak to patients and also watch how some of your peers speak to patients and then watch how some of the really good doctors speak to patients and how some of the really great doctors speak to patients and how the patients interact with them. And we could all have the same textbook open, but when when we're interacting with the people that we're supposed to be helping, the way they experience us could be literally the first major step in that patient's getting better. The hope that you instill in them just from interacting with them
Mm.
plays a huge role.
No, I fully agree with what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense. Like, um, I remember we had a physiology class last year, and one of the things we studied, part of physiology, was people just having faith of some kind, whether it's religion or some way of just like hoping and praying with their family and stuff. People showed faster recovery than those that didn't have a similar support system. So belief definitely does go a long, like, and it wasn't just a small difference. It was is the statistically significant amount that it was noted. Like, yo, like when you have faith of some kind, when you have that hope, belief, can really take you far.
Yeah, I also think I think I've heard something similar to that too. I think one of the doctors had mentioned it. And yeah, but in terms of the future of the field, I see a lot of good things. I see, you know, possible treatments for a lot of things that have been sort of a healthcare crisis for our country specifically, and just you know a lot of a lot of diseases that are significant globally might you know we might finally have a means to sort of um, mitigate them and treat or maybe prevent them before they can even happen.
I guess all we can do for now is just imagine, or speculate.
And study. I have to study to make sure it happens.
Yeah, we need you guys to study the most, actually, bro. Like, I can't be getting sick and you're telling me instead of it being a flu, remove my appendix, bro. I'll be very concerned.
Yeah, nah. We have to make sure. And if I remove your appendix, I mean, at least you can sue me. Might get yourself some nice money.
I'll remember that. I'll remember that. No, thank you for your time again. It's definitely an interesting topic, and it made me think quite a bit about the human aspect of things and how much of a difference it really makes. As much as like we speak on AI and AI can't do everything perfect, we never discuss what does the human aspect bring to the table, and I think you did that in a beautiful way today.
Because if it's maybe it's a bit naive, but I still believe in humanity, despite all the things that we see and watch from, and basically observe and read about from day to day. Still have some some bit of hope for humanity.
It's beautiful, man. I say don't let go of it. Uh, Thank you for your time, and I'll be speaking to you again really soon.
Right. Thank you, Keith.